Today is June 23, and as you can see, it's an absolute beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. I thought I would roll out my Mercedes Coupes and do a little summer cruising. Now, these make great cruisers in good weather. I know some of you might be partial to convertibles, but one thing you need to note about these three particular cars is they're all what is called pillarless coupes. That means there's no pillar between the front door glass and the rear glass. So when you drop the two windows and open the sunroof, you're about as close to a convertible as you can get. These are timeless designs. This is a 1994 E320. Now this is an E-Class. This car was built from the late 80s up until the mid 90s. It went through a facelift in 1994. I really like the grille and headlight change that Mercedes did on these in 1994 and 1995. 95 was the last year of production. And this one here is the big 560 SEC coupe, which was built from 1986, and the big V8 up until 1991. Now this is a 1989 model, and it is a really nice car. I'm sure some of you have seen this car in some of my other videos. And then finally over there is a 1995. This is the big W140 S600 coupe. So what I want to do now is I'd like to open up the hoods and show you the engines in these three coupes, because each one is really unique. The engine in my E320 coupe, this is a W124 chassis, is a straight inline 6-cylinder with dual overhead cam. Now, being a 6-cylinder, you might think this car doesn't get with the program, but let me tell you, this little coupe gets up and really goes. Take a look at the engine in my W126 560 SEC. Have you ever seen a nicer engine compartment on an unrestored car? It's amazing. And this is a 5.6 liter big V8 that Mercedes produced in the late 80s. This is one sweet running engine. The engine in my big S600 coupe is a V12. Now this is a monster of an engine. It just barely fits in the engine compartment. If I want quiet and smooth, this is the car I drive. You already know I prefer this car when I go to get coffee. And now for a quick look inside my E320 coupe. This has leather, and literally it is flawless. The wood, all the door panels, and everything are beautiful. This is a very comfortable car to drive. My 560 SEC has navy leather and burl wood trim, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The unique two-tone interior inside my S600 coupe is probably a pretty good example of the philosophy, the best or nothing. I don't think there's much more I can say about this interior. You might even ask, hey, well, Kent, which one do you like driving the best? It depends upon my mood. You know, the E-Class is a little lighter than these cars, so if you want that nimble feeling, this is a great driving car. If you want that big, smooth 560, you know, big coupe look, well, this is the great one to take on the road. And then if you want ultimate quiet, let's say you're cruising on the freeway and you don't want to hear any noise at all, that big W140 coupe is the one I prefer. Each one of these cars are what are called pedigree cars. They have the maintenance records. They have been extensively maintained over the years. A couple of these I have big thick books on all the maintenance records. All three of them have between 105 and 115,000 miles. I'm a big Mercedes coupe fan, and I'm going to go cruising today.